the wisdom and brilliance it has, isn't worth shit when you have an empty-headed idiot who's never done anything in the business do public interviews and say, "I don't really take advice." Who the fuck do you think you are? You know, that's stupid. I'm on a team with Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, and I don't need to work on my swing. I'm not going to listen to these guys. They're going to tell me how to swing a baseball. Fucking go fuck yourself.
2013. And the fact that I have to sit up here because we have irresponsible people who call themselves EVPs and couldn't fucking manage a target, and they spread lies and bullshit and put into a media that I got somebody fired when I have fuck all to do with him, want nothing to do with him, do not care where he works, where he doesn't work, where he eats, where he sleeps. And the fact that I have to get up here and do this in 2022 is fucking embarrassing. And if y'all are at fault, fuck you. If you're not, I apologize. But what did I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed fucking dumb fuck like Hangman Adam Page to go out on national television and fucking go into business for himself? For what? What did I do? Dave, what did I ever do? Didn't do a goddamn thing.
Don't start shit if you ain't ready to get hit.
Well, allow me to drop some knowledge.
I have to disagree. I saw the Sailor Moon outfit.
Alright, guys. Alright, here's I drew. Oh, this shit.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm here. Alright. Yeah. I just acting fucking shit right now.
You think of the OG?
There we go.
There we go. There he is.
Oh, what up?
This kid
Hey.
came to the garden last week. I was like, she was looking nice, bro. It was a dope show.
I couldn't go. I wanted to go, but I had to work.
Goody was goody. Sorry, everybody that was on before. Like, Instagram is acting moody.
Instagram's acting like a nice wife.
Your favorite Jedi, BMF Goddess. Been a while since I've gone live. Awesome to be back. Especially joined by my awesome co-host, Megan, Jay.
Hi.
What up?
Today because he was under the weather, so we wish him well. We have Saavage is filling in for him. Jay Saavage has been on a video game podcast with me, so fist bump for that.
Yeah.
Appreciate the follow though, bro.
Yo, you got it, man. Anytime, man. Don't worry about it.
Thanks.
Anywho, you guys know the deal. Questions or comments, leave them below. We're gonna converse with you. So we're gonna be talking the whole AEW drama with CM Punk and the Young Bucks and all things pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh boy.
What's going on with you guys? How you doing? What's going on?
I'm fucking drained out.
I see you get back in shape.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Nah, I'm drained out. I just came back from Jersey. I went to Six Flags yesterday, so I'm like, ugh.
I see you've been training hard body. For those that don't.
I'm happy for you.
It's been an intense ride, but I love it. It's a fighting spirit. but I love it. I love it. I can't complain. My trainer's keeping me focused right now. That's the best thing.
That's
Cheers.
good. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. I really am.
I can't have a beer yet. I can't touch a beer until January. I made my promise already.
Oh,
Can't drink it.
January.
I'll drink it for you.
Oh, damn.
Yo, the diet, the dieting, you can't have alcohol, no sugar, no nothing, man. I have to cut the weight.
And you have been doing well. I see you slimming down. You look great.
Appreciate it. I hope y'all see results, because if you don't, I'm doing something wrong.
It's hoochie daddy season, that's why.
I love it. I see Megan. She's always working hard as well. We just
Always.
we have that hustler spirit, yo, and we all be grinding.
Mhm. Yeah, I be trying.
That's true.
Savage, how you been? What's up?
Been good. Just gaming and working. Like literally, like
On some real shit, I wish I had time to game more, man. I be thinking about it, and I be like, but wait, I need to finish this project. There's always something that comes before. So,
Always.
I be trying to get everything out the way first, so therefore, like, I don't have to like worry about stuff that like I have to do.
Yeah.
So I try to get everything done like very fast, so that I just have like some time for myself. I know other people's schedule is like very, very hectic.
yeah.
So it's understandable.
True.
Let me see that shirt, Megan.
Is that
One versus all.
So cute.
One versus all. It's actually funny because whenever I like post my flyers and stuff that I'm on, I always do 2 songs. It's either Money Back Yo, Me versus Me, because in the song it says I don't see no competition, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is Meek Mill, I'm a Boss. So whenever I do my flyers, I do those 2 songs back to back. I always.
Holla.
That one. I like those.
So, I gather you guys watch the AEW Media Scrum, right?
Yeah.
First of all, I just want to get it out the way. What do you guys think about Tony Khan's body language throughout that interview?
I'm going to handle it first. Yeah, you go ahead.
I'm going to just say this guy is awkward, very awkward. He is very weird.
Mm-hmm.
He gives me, like, he gives me, like, a guy that's still a fan, you feel me? So when he sees, like, these wrestlers and when he's talking to them, he's not talking to, I don't feel like he's being, like...
You can say it. MJF said it. He's a mark.
Like,
go ahead.
He legit be fanboying, like, almost everybody that goes there. And then the most weird thing that he recently did was when he was drinking the bottled water.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all seen it when he was drinking the water bottle and then he like gagged a little bit. It's like, yeah, this guy, he's very, I don't know, he's very weird. Like he's cool and everything. Like, you know, like what he's doing with the wrestling business and stuff. It's cool, but I don't know. He just gives me like weird vibes. Okay. And also, like, I will also say this is that he needs to stop being like a fan. Like, you can still be a fan, but he has to be more of a boss. You feel me? Like, you know, like you're the owner of a big company, yet you're treating everybody like they're your friends and stuff like that, which it is very unacceptable, honestly.
That's sweet spot.
Thank you very much.
Sweet spot. That's basically what it is.
The Friendships Club.
It's my boy, but you know.
A He-Man Wrestling Haters Club. That's how it is sometimes.
He-Man Woman Haters Club from Little Rascals. That's funny.
So I see a Team Young Bucks. Get out of here with that shit. Anyway.
Jay, you were on mute.
Oh, shit. He's on
mute.
Oh, shit. I didn't even notice.
No, yeah. He was, okay, first of all, like he said, when he took the drink of water and he like gagged, everything about his body language gave away the fact that he was shitting himself that entire interview.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know what to do, and
Yeah.
he's not gonna outtalk CM Punk. It's just not gonna happen. He just had to sit back and
well,
let.
well, the main thing is like what he said was right. Like Tony Khan still has that. All right, have you ever? I don't want to sound mean or if I'm bullying somebody. I don't give a fuck because everybody knows it's coming. But the savageness is coming out. He's one of those kids that you see in school, and he still gets surprised to see cool shit. Like, whoa, that's Tony Khan. All right, like, oh my god. So him still. Let's just say this. CM Punk, big fan of him. Been a fan. I like the work. As a person, I'm 50-50. But as a wrestler and as a worker, great promo. He does give good in-ring techniques, even though he's been gone for 7 years. We do see a little rustiness, but that's everybody. If you've been gone for a while, it's like riding a bike, but it comes in time. It takes time for it to fully come back the way how it's supposed to be smooth. Mm-hmm. But with Tony Khan sucking the life out of his dick so hard that he's making this guy the #1 poster boy, which something that Punk wanted for a long time. He wanted to be that one guy to always be the poster boy. And for Tony Khan to finally give him that, and that's what's not good for business. You can't give wrestlers what they want. They have to earn that spot. Punk earned it. The moment he came back, what happened to the sales? Shirts, all the products he has that has to do with him was going on top of the roof. Gotcha. You don't need to keep putting this guy #1. You don't need, in all honesty, you don't even have to give him the belt because he's still going to sell out the arena. He's still going to sell reviews. The moment he has a dream match with somebody, he's going to sell it. You don't need the title for that. And it's always been like that. And for Tony Khan, I'm going to be honest. If he ever hears me say this shit, I'll say this to his face. I don't give a fuck you on the Jaguar. They're the worst NFL team in the fucking world. You need to stop being a hypocrite. From day one, you kept saying, oh, I'm not worried about WWE or NXT. That's their business. I'm going to focus on mine. But yeah, you're letting these wrestlers like MJF and everyone else mentioning them in their promos just to get clout on all their fucking AEW videos. Like, no, you're doing exactly what you say you wasn't going to do. You're doing exactly the mistake that WCW is doing. Grow some balls, learn how to run the company properly instead of being a fanboy and letting these guys take control. Because that was one mistake he made. He made that one mistake. You're letting these wrestlers have creative control. Now, I kind of understand why Vince McMahon is a dickhead, but at the same time, his company was successful because he grabbed his balls and made sure that company goes first instead of the wrestlers. Because he could just pick out new talents each day. You don't need John Cena forever. He could pick a new John Cena. He could pick a new Rock. He could pick a new Austin. This is going to go skyrocketing. Yeah. Just like Tony Khan is trying, he can't because you're doing it with a guy that's a veteran now. Focus on guys like, all right, Darby Allin. He's going to be there longer than all these guys. Focus on him. Focus on Sammy. Focus on, what's that other dude's name? Hook. Focus on Hook. Yeah. He's getting that pop every time he comes out. So why don't you push these guys to the next level? Give them an opportunity. But I get it. You have a marquee. John Moxley's a big name. Bryan Danielson's a big name. Kenny Omega's a big name. CM Punk is a big name. But you're letting these guys get out of control. Now it makes sense why Cody Rhodes said in the interview when he came back to WWE, there is no agree or disagree. There's no one thing to keep control of for the company. That's why they kept going. That's why they were bumping heads. Tony Khan fucked up. Now look at him. Now it's out of control. There's no what is it called? There's no, like you go to a prison cell. The inmates are running without what is those guys, the head warrants. Yeah. You're literally getting out of control. You're letting these inmates do whatever they want, and look what happened. A big brawl happened. Like I said, I don't like Punk that much as a person, but as a wrestler, he does his thing. but he also made a few mistakes. You literally, right in front of your boss, I guarantee you, if it was a regular job, you would have got fired. The way how he was talking at the press conference.
Yeah.
Everybody would have got fired at a regular job.
If it was
First
like
of all, Vince probably went out there himself and dragged the nigga by his hair.
Exactly.
Brooklyn King said Malachi Black was getting the pop and they dropped the ball with him. Absolutely.
Big time.
I don't
What you want to say?
The whole hardcore.
Okay, well, I guess I'll say my piece.
He's like the kid on Christmas Day.
Very careful with my word. Okay. To me, it was more than just him. It played some factors. For example, when you do interviews like that, you literally have one bullet. And if you have that bullet has to hit your target. So I've always been told you can't control the questions, but you can't control your answer. It started with that interviewer. Then it went on. It was as if he had this and his Rolodex just kept going and going and going and going. And all I was doing is sitting is like, is he going to say anything? Tony Khan said more in his silence than I could have done yelling at the top of my lungs. Mm-hmm. His silence said way much more. It's like if I'm sitting here and I'm cussing my grandma out and my mama just sit there.
Yeah.
It's equivalent to that. There's no way I would have been out walking out with no teeth. Like that's why I don't understand. There's no way for us to and the thing what hurts even more is you let him take shots at the reason why AEW was successful. Remember, Ring of Honor was gutted out when AEW started. They gutted out AEW. I mean, Ring of Honor. They took Cody, Young Bucks, Hangman, then everybody. The only reason why Marty Scurll couldn't come, his contract was still up. He still had a contract with them. So they gutted it out, and you let him talk bad about somebody who were your EVPs. I mean, come on. We've been wanting Kenny Omega to come back to the States for how long? We finally got him back. The Young Bucks, they finally proved Meltzer wrong by selling out All Out, and then they did it again and again and again. So it shows that the talent that you have is if you're selling out arenas and stadiums, that's showing you're doing something right.
Exactly.
And then what made it worse is, what did Colt Cabana have to do with this? Like, this man was sitting there, and for you to say I was paying his bills until I didn't need to me, it felt like he had this on the Rolodex, and he was just waiting to get this out, and it just kept going and going.
He was holding a grudge. He was still holding a grudge, basically.
He was holding a grudge, but the thing is, I know they made sure to keep them separate because of the whole situation. I understand that. But if Colt Cabana hasn't said anything and he was able to keep his mouth shut, why did you feel like, I mean, come on. We all knew when the reason why we didn't want Scott Steiner inducted in the Hall of Fame because they were going to give him a mic. We knew that. We knew that. And sometimes press conferences are good and sometimes they're bad. I mean, if we want to say we want to keep it kayfabe, we got to leave these press conferences alone.
Because especially like, sorry to cut you off, Megan. Especially like, I don't want to bring this up, but just this morning when I woke up and everything, I go through my headlines. You know, I'm always checking out like the boxing, the MMA, and wrestling world and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I see that Triple H hosted a press conference for Crown Jewels.
Yeah,
and that made no sense. How you jump from Logan Paul to interview Roman Reigns and had like a funny, great podcast moment.
Exactly.
Like that was a funny, like they laughed, they were joking. And then to have
but when I
that,
saw that podcast, I said, this about to be a match for Crown Jewel.
No, we've been knew that. We've been knew they were going to throw Logan Paul to the Lions because he already proved that he could perform with The Miz. If anybody could perform with The Miz, you could perform little by little to the higher guys. Mm-hmm. And to give him that and especially give him that podcast. And then, and in all honesty, can I just say this? Even though you're wearing his shirt,
No, okay.
Logan looked like a bitch. How you push Logan and he didn't even move? Like Logan was like, "Word." Like
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. My head was down like a disappointed parent. Like, oh my god.
Yeah,
No,
nah.
there's a difference. I'm a fan, not a stan. I can tell. I can be your fan and be like, because heck, I was riding with him when he was coming out to Monday Night Raw every day opening. I'm like, God dang, okay, baby, I love you, but we need to change something. Like, I'm a fan, not a stan. There's a difference. But no, going back to it, it's just like you said, the inmates are running the jail. That's how it is. And it's okay to be a fan of someone, but when it comes, look, Jay-Z said it best. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. At the end of the day, this is all about your numbers and analytics. What are their merch sales? When I put them on a poster, am I selling out this? Does the ticket sales go from 1,000 to 10,000? I know I'm exaggerating, but still, everything is a numbers game. And you're right. Punk, I mean, come on, we all said it. Once he was going to fight, challenge for the title, there's no way in hell they were going to give it to him. There's no way in the world they weren't going to give it to him, which is true. But Punk, he's what we call above the championship. He didn't have to touch that belt. He didn't have to. I liked it when he was going around saying that he wanted to fight the heart and soul of AEW. That was cool.
He did, and he did. He like the way he called out Darby Allin the day he debuted. That was exciting because who would have thought we were gonna see a young heart and soul kid like Darby Allin to challenge? Let's just be honest. Punk is a legend. Now he's in that legend status. A veteran like him that has the people behind him, especially, but people are behind Darby Allin. That was great. The rival he had with MJF, to me, in my opinion, that's rival of the year. That was
that was nominated for something.
No rival of this year or next year is gonna top it for a while. No one's gonna top it.
No. The words they had. I remember where I was. I had surgery and I was in the hospital. They thought I was screaming because I was in pain. No, I was screaming because of the. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm fine.
That's funny.
It was like, man, I said, no. I'm all right. I'm okay. I promise. I'm just watching. They thought I was screaming because I was so bad. Oh. It was amazing how they went back and forth because that was the first, what we like to call cry face. That was the first time we saw MJF had cry face. Like, he went to the car and cried. Like he was
but that's what I mean. Like Tony Khan right now, he needs to relax. You know, he needs to relax with Punk and everybody else. And I just saw Brooklyn King mention it, that he mentioned Cole Cabana because he's good friends with the Bucks, but it doesn't matter if you're good friends or not. You gotta also think about it this. They were good friends at one point too, Cole and Punk. But we don't know what's going on behind the scene. We can't just automatically go by the words they say in the press conference, their interviews, unless they show proof. Look at it this way.
None of our business.
Don't get me wrong. That interview was classic.
Yeah.
That interview he did don't get me wrong. That was a great interview, and so was that interview with John Moxley and Chris Jericho. Those were wow. It told a lot.
Think of it this way. It took 20 years. All right, Cole Cabana and Punk, you know what they reminded me of? They reminded me how, in all honesty, how Kevin Nash was with Goldberg at one point. Creatively and everything in backstage, it created heat for those two.
Yeah.
That's how it reminds me. But think about it this way. It took years to finally both of them to confess. And it took, 20 years almost to finally say certain things that they never meant to say to each other.
Yeah.
But then that's what's going on with Cole Cabana and Punk. But the only difference is they were friends. They
were friends. Yeah.
Friends. They trained together. They went through a lot of bingo halls, as you can call them, all the indies together and everything. They build each other up. But sometimes what the Bucks and Kenny Omega did, that was out of impulse. That wasn't like a smart business deal. Because think about it. How many times Taker threatened the Click? And who threatens the Click? And he said, if I see you do some shit in the ring, I'm going to be waiting for you at the Gorilla
I
and
would
beat
have
the
paid
shit out of
big
all the
money
guys.
to see that.
Yo,
He threatened Sean when it was against
Sean.
Austin. He said, "If you don't drop that belt," he literally finished his match and was like, "I'm waiting."
Yeah.
Like literally,
No,
he didn't
and
play.
Kevin Nash told Austin in the skull podcast and that
Yeah.
they had a Peacock. He said it. Undertaker told me if he see me do what is that called, a sunset flip back then again, he says I'm gonna be waiting for you in the gorilla. And since then I didn't want to do it no more because you gotta respect the general, you gotta respect the ringleader that Taker was. And that's the slack that AEW has. They don't have the owner to control everything, that he needs to put his foot down. And they don't have at least that one. Like, in my opinion, you know who should be it? Since Cody's not there, Jericho should do it. Since Jericho's been there longer than all those guys, he needs to be that general. Be like, hey, we can't be doing this. What the fuck is going on?
Well, they have a lot of people like that. You feel me? Like they have Paul White, they have Mark Henry. You feel me? They have those vets that can be the leaders, but
they don't want to do it. That's the only problem.
Yeah, because let's be honest, you got a lot of these young guys, you feel me, that feel like they're better than the old guys, you feel me, like, oh, like they could do way better stuff, you know, so they don't really they feel like,
right?
That's crazy. I don't know, because I actually know
Page, right? I mean, one of his directs about one of CM Punk's remarks about Hangman Page was the fact that he said in an interview that he doesn't take advice, and CM Punk feels like that's extremely disrespectful and stupid. Because
have we ever heard that from him? No,
he said it in the media. Oh,
he
Hangman. But have we ever heard that about him?
I have to find the footage, but it was.
Seen it. I'm just saying, like, we haven't heard that from him.
I never heard that from anybody.
No. Hangman did admit that he's a loner. Like he's a loner. I mean, so if he's gonna make decisions, if he's gonna fuck up, then he wants to learn from them dumb mistakes. You feel me? Like he doesn't want to be told, oh, do it this way. Like if he wants to do it the way he wants to, then let him. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you feel me? It's a lesson learned for him. Yeah. So
but what was CM Punk's tone when he said this? Because that's the whole thing. Some people are not going to want to listen to you if you can give someone advice or talk to them, but it's your tone. My mother used to always tell me, you can tell me anything. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So maybe because sometimes, especially if he felt like he was going to him like this, it felt like this with his tone, then no, you're going to shut down. You're like I don't want to listen.
Do you think that the people before him, the GOATs and the greats, should feel some type of way because he feels like he doesn't need their advice?
It goes both ways. I do understand Hangman's part, but I also understand Punk. Like, think about it. Like me, I don't want to make it sound like me, guys. You know me, I'm always gonna be humble no matter what. But I've been through Hangman's page. I've been in his perspective before. I used to get advice a lot by every martial artist out there, like, yo, if you put yourself in this position, I didn't want to hear it because I was young and naive. Like, I was like, no. Like, even though Hangman Page is what? He's like our age right now, right? He's around our age or probably a little bit older.
Early 30s?
He's in his early 30s. So he's my generation. He's my generation in group. So if I got a guy like Punk coming up to me and giving me some advice about our match to make it smoother, make it better, and that, because here, in all honesty, who looked good, Hangman Page looked good in that match. That title match, he did a fucking incredible. And that's what Punk likes to do. He's not just going to make him look good. He wants to make his opponent look good just to make the show amazing. And that's what Punk is about. But then I understand Punk anger. He goes like, how come when I was his age or when I was a lot younger and I was taking advice from guys like Undertaker, guys like Booker T, guys like Shawn at the time, because he was wrestling at the time when Shawn was still around, Triple H, why why these people gotta disrespect me when I'm already on dirt, like in that stage now. Like I'm the old veteran now.
Mhm.
Why do I have to feel? But what I just saw about Brooklyn King, he wrote it on the comment in the bottom. He says, Hangman Ben said it for years now. He doesn't like taking advice from other people. He just wants to learn. And that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with that. But the main thing is, like, all right, this is just in life in general, not just in wrestling or MMA or boxing. Don't make it a public thing just to fucking throw heat at the people or throw heat at your coworkers. You right now you went out of line. You went out of business, and Punk knows better. You know better. Okay, the shit you did 6 years ago when you dropped fire at WWE, the shit they did, the shit how you felt, you was uncomfortable. We get it, because everybody said it when they leave WWE, that the creative is wrong, that the medical teams were not doing great. Okay, maybe the only ones will never probably complain about it is Orton and Cena, since they've been there for 20 plus years. Same goes with Taker, 30 plus years he's been there. But at the end of the day, there are younger guys that will bitch about it, like, yo, the creators was not doing good, Vince wasn't being fair. Okay, we get that. But at the end, you weren't there anymore. So you want to fucking just like start talking about your side of the story, why you left WWE. But you're in AEW. Why don't you wait until your time is done? Wait until you're officially done with wrestling, or if you decide to go back to WWE, because now anything is possible. He could go back if he wants, but I doubt it now.
This time is so. This right now is like a oh shit moment, because we are now going to start to see, especially, you cannot tell me Heath Lee, Swerve, and Malachi, when they found out true, they were like, I'm going to give y'all some inside tea. I saw AJ Francis a week before he got signed.
All right.
I saw AJ Francis a week before he got signed. He came in the FEW because he did a show in the Bahamas, and he came and he talked to us, and we talked to him. He put on SmackDown the next week.
Okay, now I know what you was talking about.
I'm literally like, if this fool get, I said, this fool knew he was signed. He ain't say, I said, well, then he did it right. He did it right. But that goes, but he even said it. He was like, the landscape, that should have gave us a clue he was getting signed. But he said the landscape there is so different. You can't tell me with Triple H. Triple H is more open about certain stuff. He don't want the same old cookie cutter. Because Francis was like, he'll hire you in 2.5 seconds because you don't look like everybody else. So I was like, okay, that's a good thing to know. But everything, and now like we're finally going to see, okay, for example, I'm loving Kevin Owens right now. That promo he did on Theory, like, I don't know if this is a test for Theory to see, but I'm sorry, I think he's failing because, but you gotta understand. But you gotta understand where Kevin Owens comes from. Like, yeah, Theory comes from Evolve, and I respect that. But Kevin Owens comes from Ring of Honor, especially at that time where you had to wrestle. Ring of Honor was not really entertainment; they were wrestlers. So, but he was so good at being on the mic. It's just like I said, he's just amazing all around. And I'm not, as much as I love Roman, that is probably the one person I can see taking that belt off of him. Right now, I do see it.
And they're pushing it, but they're pushing it slow. Because I'm noticing that Kevin, he throws a little shade. I'm like, I wonder when Roman's gonna pay me back what I did for him. I wonder when. I want, like, he's not rushing it, which is doing good.
Do it slow. Yeah, this is a marathon, not a sprint.
I don't think.
Build it slow.
I don't think Kevin, and as much as I love Kevin Owens, I love Kevin. I feel that it's going to be Sammy and Kevin to dethrone the Usos as tag team champions.
I also have that hunch too.
Letting Solo Sikoa lose his North American Championship to somebody else.
Yeah.
And then having Roman finally lose.
whoever pins him clean,
Yeah,
it's gonna catapult their career to the
Yeah.
next level.
I
that's
feel like
that's the thing. But I truly feel that they're gonna bring back El Generico and Kevin Steen, but in WWE.
Cause think about it, Kevin Owens is now back to his first merch when it was
like
the tape. When it
his
was the tape
original
tail.
NXT character.
Yeah,
His
and he went
original
back to
character.
NXT.
He's back to
Like,
that. And
yeah, he's
that's
back
what's
to that.
making
So
him-
yeah.
That's what's making him getting the pop. That's what's making him getting that attention.
Yeah, because
But in all honesty,
he's wrestling for a purpose. He's wrestling because he wants a prize. You feel
no,
me?
not even. It's not even that too. Like,
You think they're gonna put that Money in the Bank contract on the line? You think so?
They shouldn't.
I think
They
at
should.
some point they should.
They should, but I don't think they shouldn't, because then, in all honesty, you literally just disrespected the rest of the athlete that was part of that match when they have more deserving to win that match than Austin. Like Austin Theory, that was, like, in all honesty, then that would have been a waste, because I'm enjoying that when he tried to cash in, they whoop his ass.
Yeah.
I love that so far.
Yeah,
I love that. I love
So we all thought Riddle was gonna win. You couldn't tell me Riddle was not gonna win.
Riddle, right now, I love what they're doing with him and Rollins, because that's pushing him more higher than a mega
Seeing
superstar.
him serious.
Wait, but back to the theory thing real quick, right? What a lot of people are forgetting, and I'm saying it every week. A lot of people are forgetting that Theory is the Money in the Bank. He has the contract. A lot of people are forgetting this because of the feuds that's happening. You feel me? And all the stuff that's happening. So that's taken off of people remembering that Theory has the Money in the Bank. So when these matches happen, you're only thinking about these matches right now. You're forgetting that, oh shit, Theory is the Money in the Bank champion. So when he does eventually cash it in, because I feel that he's going to cash it in and he's going to be successful, and I feel like it's going to be against Roman and The Rock.
Yeah, I'm not.
But The Rock has made it. He's made a statement. He said he don't want to win. He said he don't want to win.
I think you're right. I'm not feeling it though.
Yeah.
But
Okay, what if this happened?
No, but business wise, and as a huge, not just a sports entertainment fan, but a huge wrestling fan from the past till now, that will throw away that mystique of the Rock and Roman's dream match. Like, that will literally, like, just wasted
you
that.
let the match. You let the match finish though. You let the match finish, and then don't have him.
But then that ruins the finish of who wins. Like Roman deserves a pop if he beats The Rock. He deserves like that.
He's gonna win because The Rock says he doesn't want to lose.
Yeah,
he said
and if The Rock wins, if The Rock wins, The Rock is gonna finally say, and I hope he says it because he said it in the promo with Cena. He will be the only man that literally beat 4 of the baby top face. Well, even though Roman's not a baby face, but the top main poster boy.
As a cleaner.
And made it.
Yeah.
And made it. He beat Hogan, Austin, Cena. Why not be Roman?
Yeah, because he retained it in 2021. He retained. Remember, it was that triple threat, and it was Daniel Bryan and Edge. Because remember, Vince changed his mind that morning. Edge was supposed to win.
Edge was supposed to win that night.
And Bray Wyatt was supposed to win his match.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I can see you switching it with the Edge situation. But what? Bray Wyatt? You know it's a possibility he's coming back.
Oh, I can't wait. He comes back.
I'm dressing like him as Halloween.
If he comes back, he should be the main guy. The main guy to dethrone Roman. One reason why he never got the proper rematch. In reality, he never lost that title like fairly.
So
technically, yeah, Braun Strowman took that pin.
This is the thing I'm hearing with Bray Wyatt and his like the WWE side of talk. Like the talk is like, if they're able to get him, what they're offering him is they're offering him main event in WrestleMania.
He should.
They're offering him the championship,
which he deserves.
The only thing, and they're giving him, I think, like half like half of like creative, you know. So like, you know,
Because
he has half of it, and
He's a
the book
genius.
has now
genius.
the only thing that they're having a hard time is that Braid's asking for a whole lot of money, but it makes sense because he can legit create his own storyline. Like he
Look
doesn't
at the
need
belt he made
WWE.
when he had it.
Yeah,
You saw the belt? Who was the dude he went to? He was, oh my God, he's been known for doing horror movies. That's how he was able to do the light.
Zombie.
With that, when I say,
He did the mask too. He created the
when
mask for
I
him.
tell you, well, I rewatched it, and Michael Cole was like, "What the hell did we just witness?" Because that's how what you were quiet. You stood still, like
Mhm.
Yo,
nobody. We don't
that
we don't
night,
have that anymore. The Undertaker's
the,
gone.
the
So,
last SummerSlam, to be honest, the last SummerSlam they had at the Barclays,
mhm.
yo, to see him come out
Yeah.
as the Fiend,
Dude,
that
he's
shit had
gone.
no. The crowd, in all honesty, were like this.
They
What
didn't know what
the
to
fuck are we seeing?
do.
Bro,
And
Mhm.
he dominated Finn,
bro,
Oh
like
yeah, that was a squash match. He went
destroyed
back to
Finn
NXT
Balor.
after that.
he was a
Yeah, and then
He
He went
did.
back to NXT. Yeah,
like
Finn
the
kept it.
crowd was quiet,
Oh,
but that's what you're supposed to do if you're doing a supernatural character. Like
exactly.
when Taker first came in '91, what the crowd didn't react. We were just like, what the fuck is
Now in
that?
the
they
beginning,
wasn't
kids
expecting
were
that.
running. Now I remember kids were running scared and going under their mama and their daddy.
Ah,
But
same goes with Kane. When Kane came out, the
yes,
crowd was
you didn't know
terrified
what
of
to
him.
do. You didn't.
You
You
need to
didn't
do that
know.
with Bray Wyatt. You have
You
to
have
because he's a
to.
supernatural character. You
Just
have
gone.
to do it.
And the thing was, it wasn't with Bray. It wasn't gory or stupid. I liked the Firefly Funhouse. That was so cool. And Bray is a character that he doesn't need to wrestle every week. If he does that Firefly Funhouse and then he just show up 6 days prior to what he has to do, bam,
He needs
that's
to do
it.
some unfinished business with Alexa Bliss
Oh
because
yeah,
I
no,
was
he has
loving that duo.
Yeah,
no,
Love
because
that duo.
honestly,
Like,
she need to go back to where she was. Cause
She needs to go back to her original gimmick.
they need, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They need to keep her separate. It's unfortunate because it's like, damn,
They kept changing her character too
you
much.
think they
he
could do
mentioned
it? Do you think that his stipulation also is to bring back Bo? Do you think so?
so. I think Bo is doing his own thing in
I
life.
think Bo is doing his thing in real estate, which is ironic
Yeah,
because his father
and
was an
he's already, and he's
IRS.
nah, let me be real and funny. He's already getting some good money either way because Liv Morgan's making that bank right now as a champion. So
That's
they
girl.
doing good together. Yeah, I think they're together supposedly.
not a big.
Yeah, and I think he does real estate. I honestly think he dabbles in real estate.
And he's doing real estate, yeah, so he's good. Yo, Liv
Which is
Morgan's
right,
bringing
yeah.
that money.
Well,
Bringing that championship
it
money.
wasn't his saying. All you gotta do is Bo leave.
Yeah, all you got
Feel
to
me?
do is believe. Lord have mercy.
I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't a big fan of that fucking
I
gimmick.
wasn't either. I liked him in NXT. I liked it
NXT,
when he was in
That was his
NXT. He was
gift.
a man. If they watered him down, like for the life of me, why did he look like he was dunked in a pool when he came out? Rick, what the hell? I seen the person. I said, what the hell?
It's a thing. He felt more sexy or something.
I get you do the water. I understand that. Hell, I work in wrestling. I see them. But god dang, to like a Gatorade ton, just like what?
Look, to bring it back, right? Because I had this in my head for a while, right? To the CM Punk thing, right?
that was the main topic.
Yeah.
Right.
That was the main topic.
Because it's been in my head for a little bit, right? Like the thing, a whole bunch of things went wrong that night. You feel me? With like CM Punk was part right. You know, like it was like half and half because Punk was right.
Yeah.
Like no person that works that's like up there, like the VPs and stuff. Nobody should be putting anybody's business out there. You feel me? So the Bucks fucked up and Kenny fucked up on that. That if they
yeah, everybody played a part.
Everybody did. Even Tony. Tony has part of it too.
If they did, then they messed up. but Punk definitely messed up. You know, like going on a rant about it. The reporter was slick. He probably knew what he was doing.
Oh yeah.
Tony.
That's the media for you. They're gonna spice it up. They
Yeah.
always
And then Tony, he's saying CM Punk chew him up like he a fucking rookie. You feel me? He's like nah. You shouldn't have talked about that. Let me talk about it. And he's just bitched them throughout the whole thing.
No, he did, and that's what I was saying earlier. Tony Khan needs to grow some fucking balls and take control of the company he put money in. That he runs it. He's the owner.
You run this shit. Like,
put your foot down.
The problem with that is he's just a mark. He doesn't know how to run shit. It's like somebody going and opening a fucking restaurant doesn't know how to run a restaurant.
I'm sorry, but anything that even if it's not my money, if it's my time and I invested my money, wouldn't the proper thing to do was like do research and go to shows and talk to people? Because running a football team is not the same as running a wrestling.
Exactly.
It's totally different. Yes, they're both athletes, but first of all, football is a season. Wrestling keeps going. That's number one. That's one. And then it's like I said, like when you invest time and money, especially that much money into something that you want to succeed, and you can say whatever you want to say. Yes, you are in competition with the WWE. It don't matter. Hell, even independent wrestling shows, if they know that a show is coming to their city, they will cancel that show. Yeah. Because they don't want to. So that's what I'm saying. It's like you didn't think to like do at least for 6 months to a year. Go on the road, see how it is. Be like, okay, I could do this. I can't do this. Well, I'm strong in this suit, but I'm not strong in this suit. Okay, maybe I do need a wrestler who's 1 foot in but 1 foot out, kind of like, they're transitioning now to passing the torch. You get what I'm saying? Like, why didn't he do his research and just think about this long and hard?
But here's the thing.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to invest that much money into something, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
But like Megan, like you said earlier, or I don't know who said it earlier. It's like you said, you signed Paul White, you signed Mark Henry, you signed these guys that been in this business for freaking 3 decades. Why don't you, like, if I was smart, think about it. Look at NXT and look at WWE now. Half the creators were former wrestlers. They're Hall of Famers now. And now that you got these Hall of Famers in your company, let them put ideas in it and let them also give them these young veterans, because these guys are young. Majority of everybody in AEW are in their fucking 20s.
Exactly.
You give them that like, hey, I've been at WrestleMania, so I know what I'm doing. Be that guy. And Punk is basically doing that. As much as he's going too aggressive with it, but you gotta be aggressive at one point. You have to be like, hey, I've been in WrestleMania. I've been a WWE champ. I've been the guy to do this. And why I did it for so long? Because of what I was doing. I'm showing you guys this way so you can make AEW into that level. That AEW is not in that level yet. It's not. And we don't know when it's going to get to there. But the way how Tony is running it, that shit's not going to last long. It's going to do exactly what WCW did. They kept signing people, giving them all these promising money, but you're not putting them in spots where you're still letting these other guys take the time of the TV of Rampage and Dynamite.
But think about it. Yeah. Like WWE had a history of when they have a champion, the champion, like if it's gonna be somebody that they want to be recognized forever, that person is like I hear a lot of people complaining about Roman and his title reign right now.
I love the guy who came in. His username is Cult of Personality.
What I said, just us.
Right. So, like WWE has a history of
personality is spelled wrong, brother.
Oh, that's violation.
She's gonna block all of us. Like, I'm not joining the show again.
right? So you have people like Hogan, Bruno Sammartino, right? That if you look at how long they were champions,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
It was like for Bruno Sammartino, it was like
like 8 years.
Yeah, like
I have a counterpoint for that. I get where you're coming from. I have a counterpoint though, if you mind.
Go ahead.
What's fucking it up is kayfabe. That's what's causing this whole us saying shit about Roman. That's what fucks it up because we're like this. But Roman's not taking it seriously. Now he's becoming a part-time. And now it's all that kayfabe shit. And Taker been saying it for years. Twitter and everything else is fucking professional wrestling up because of kayfabe.
It is.
No,
Back then, we didn't have none of that. Now, back then, look at
because Twitter, Facebook, whatever the fuck, that doesn't make you, you're forced to write shit or share shit. Shut the fuck up. No,
exactly.
Look at Bray Wyatt.
Think about it this way. The reason why Bruno Sammartino and Hulk Hogan during that time, they were the marquees. This was a different time. This is a time where there's no technology, nothing like that. But if you think about it this way, the reason why those title reigns were so special because when you tune in, it's just like Muhammad Ali in boxing. Yeah. Who's gonna take these guys out? These guys are too good. Like you had that fantasy in your head, like who's gonna take Hogan out? Who's the guy? Who's going to take Sammartino out? Who's the guy? Now, it's different because now we're like this. Who's Roman going to drop the belt to?
Yeah.
Like now it's that's our saying now. Like who's and we're Lesnar too. Who's Lesnar going to drop the belt? When Punk had it, who's Punk going to drop the belt? It's not like who could beat these guys.
Yeah. Like I'm not even going to sit here front. I love Roman to death. I do. But I have to be. I gotta be fair as fair. I felt like Brock Lesnar held that belt hostage, and at this point, I'm kind of feeling like. And I love God. See, I'm a fan. I'm not a stan. I love Brock because look at the Attitude Era. Austin didn't have that belt for long.
No, he didn't. He had it. He won it multiple times.
Not only is he not booking himself, but who the fuck else is gonna be top guy? Who else is gonna be top guy?
They gotta
I know a few people that they should have been pushed, like Drew McIntyre. I feel bad for him, bro.
AJ Styles.
No, but I'm loving right now. I'm loving what Karrion Kross is doing. I'm loving it. Karrion Kross is doing amazing. He's hot right now. He's hot right now with that push. That push and his wife. I want his wife. I hate to say it. I want to steal away from him.
Them together. I don't know why they separated them in the first place.
I want his wife.
Vince only.
I want to keep seeing her. If he's the top dog, we're all winning because I get to see his wife every fucking Friday.
All right, but that's just from a horny man's perspective. Other than that, I don't see what she brings to the picture. I mean, they had a nice entrance together, I guess, but other than that, I don't really give a shit.
I'm gonna be honest. She can wrestle though. She can wrestle.
He brings that villainy mystique. Like, who is he gonna target? Who's the top enemy he targeting? He's a big dude. He's not a small guy. He's a big dude to actually like size up to Drew McIntyre. I want to say they do well in the ring. Like, honestly, can we be honest? Keith Lee had to carry him a little bit in that match in NXT. Like, Keith Lee had to do all the stuff. His carrying was a little stiff. But, in all honesty, what he's doing now, because let's think about it. These guys that are getting pushed, these are Triple H's boys from NXT.
We all know.
So that's why he's letting Kevin Owens bring back the fight. He's giving that Sami Zayn that control of letting him do what the fuck he wants to do with the bloodline. Solo's doing amazing right now. And even though he didn't get beaten up by Triple H, but Triple H was keeping an eye on these NXT guys for a lot because that's his baby. That's his.
I knew Solo Sikoa before he got. So I was following him years before, and like the moment his contract was coming up, everybody knew. Well, Next audition, he's going. And then no sooner than we say that, we see that gray shirt in the Performance Center. I honestly think for Carrie Carr Scarlett, she's the mouthpiece. I think, but also too, I think with her, they're trying to bring back the tradition of a valet.
They need to.
A woman who, okay, as much as I want her to go to jail right now, but look at Sunny. She never wrestled. She was a valet. I mean, Sensational Sherry, yes, she was a wrestler, but she's valet. God rest her soul. What's her name? She was God dang it. I don't want to say his name.
Elizabeth.
Not Elizabeth, but Chris Benoit's wife.
Who?
She was a valet.
Oh.
What's his name?
Chris Benoit's wife.
What was her name?
Who's that guy?
She was woman in WCW, but damn it, what was she? But she was a valet too.
She actually valet Diamond Dallas Page at one point too.
And she did Sandman in ECW.
Yeah, and she
was down with I think with Scarlett, I think she is going to be the introduction of a valet, which I'm cool with.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brooklyn.
Nancy.
Thank you, Brooklyn.
Yeah. So if Scarlett's gonna be there as far as like the tradition of like
we need that though. And they were trying to do it with Lana, but Lana was trying to be a wrestler. Bitch, you can't even wrestle. Stop.
Her background. Do you think she didn't want to, and they asked her like a Sable situation?
No, she wanted to. I feel like she wanted. But can we just be real? The first run that Rusev had with Lana was fucking incredible.
Oh, yeah,
but
WrestleMania killed it because that's when he got.
The moment you gave him to Cena,
we all knew.
But then he beat when he beat Cena the first match, I was like, yes.
But
then when you gave it to him again at Mania, you literally drowned both of them. Not just Rusev.
But look what we got out of it. Those open challenge matches were come on. That's how Sami Zayn debuted.
And that's how Owens came and made an impact.
And
the only man to beat Cena, and Cena hasn't beaten him. Oh, he has, right?
No,
right?
No. It was a rubber match because they did it once. He did. I think it was Money in the Bank, and then it was again, and then it was it was because in between that time.
But always look at the stardom he got when he beat him in that first pay-per-view match. They meet.
Yeah,
and that was the only time when Cena said it. I'm not doing the 5 moves no more. I want to have a match now with these guys. Because you have to have a match. Yeah. You can't just do 5 moves with a guy that could fucking do 100 moves.
The 5 move of doom.
You can't. But I'm just ready for with level circling back to see him. I do get what you're saying as far as the legends and stuff like that, and I understand that 1,000%. And I'm not even gonna lie, I've been around this generation. Some of them, they will bite their tongue, bite their mouth to spite their tongue. It's like they don't want to, especially if they're so young and they start, and then especially when I call it a light bulb moment, when they think they got it, they don't want to listen to nobody. They come in with an ego, and then it's like
they know.
So I get, like I said, I get both sides. You got to be willing to. The legend has to be willing to listen to the newbie, and the newbie has to be willing to listen to the legend. It goes because at the end of the day, we're both adults. Adults.
Doesn't matter what age it is. The moment you're 21 and older, you're already an adult, bro. Like you're an adult. Like start acting like.
Yeah.
But Punk, like I said, I'm not mad at the whole situation. I'm not really truly mad because at the end,
it was about to happen. And guess who saw this coming? Cody Rhodes. He saw this coming.
He deuced out.
He saw that AEW was going to collapse little by little because of what is going on behind backstage.
But that was the sign right there. Hold up. You mean to tell me the person that did the press conference is leaving? That was like a shock when that went through.
Cody
like, wait, what?
Cody.
In all honesty, when they started AEW, I never would have imagined. Like, if you would have told me back in 2017, Cody's leaving the company he started with Tony Khan. I would have been like, nah, stop it. You bullshit.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That was supposed to happen. This is what, honestly, this what needs to happen, and they cannot do this.
If he wins,
If Cody comes back at the Royal Rumble, he has to win.
He has to win.
He has to win. There's no way he has to win. I don't give a good goddamn. If he comes back, he has to win.
If Cody comes back and win, he's debuting a new belt. I'm letting you know that right now. If Cody comes back,
Triple H just saying he's bringing a new belt. He's changing all the belts. Like,
yeah, which is fine. Change them all at Mania.
The Eagle is coming back. I think the Winged Eagle is coming back in a way.
My favorite one is the big circle.
He wants it. He wants to have the night. No, half these guys, even though they're young, they want the traditional belts back. Like it has more prestige in it. It has more history in it.
I like the big circle one.
I like the
favorite.
I like the Attitude one. Of course, I love the gold one. The big gold one is always a fucking amazing belt. But the 2002 Undisputed, they had it. I don't know why they cut it so short. They should have gave that belt a longer run.
Yeah, they should.
Before they turned into a spinner belt, because it looked amazing. The way how Lesnar was holding it, the way Taker had it, when The Rock had it the last time.
I agree.
2002 Undisputed belt was fucking amazing, and they cut it short. They cut it short for 2 years. After 2 years, that spinner belt showed up. Like, the fuck, bro?
I was so happy when The Rock was said a championship should not look like a toy. I said thank you. I'm glad somebody else.
Thank you. I'm glad. Yes.
Thank you.
And it's
guess what?
The space.
But guess what? You could buy it on the WWE shop.
I know, right?
On Amazon. Now you can order on Amazon.
First of all, I want to see. All right. Instagram's about to cut me off. I want to say what CM Punk did. I'm not a CM Punk fan per se. I definitely respect the guy for all his, accolades, etc. I respect him for being fucking IG.
We're back. Oh man, they switched places. I was on this side. Now I'm on this side.
No, you're still on the same side.
You're on the same side over here.
Yeah,
well, my phone lies to me then. Like a.
Yeah, no, on my screen, you're still in the same corner you was at.
I'm in a different corner now. I was loving my side. I had like a good side figure.
But I definitely
Where's Megan?
I respect CM Punk, and I definitely respect what he said, because I can't stand the young fucks. Fuck them. They shouldn't be part of nothing. And I'm on the fence about what he said about Hangman. The shit with Colt Cabana, I feel like their personal shit is not our business. That's just the media.
Exactly.
The media being extra.
I agree.
It's becoming a Brett versus Sean all over again.
What I want to know is what you guys think about the Young Bucks sending feelers out to WWE.
Let's go. Super Kick Party.
I guess they know
who they're gonna get along with? Mainly Kevin Owens and AJ Styles and Finn. That's about it.
They're gonna have a game. They're gonna have a few people, but all those people that you just mentioned will fuck up the whole roster. Nah.
You heard about that, Megan?
Yeah, I did. And when I heard about it, I was like, wow, for them to do that, that really must mean something really happened beyond what we saw. Because for you to do fillers and for you to, even if your relationship to even think about divorce, that means you're tired and you just want to exit out. So maybe them doing fillers. I mean, it'll definitely. First of all, they can't go to NXT. They gotta bypass it. That's number one.
No, if they go to WWE, they have to make a crazy ass impact.
They have to make an impact. Right. They're gonna have to.
It's not just them too, right? Kenny Omega's also.
Yeah, he felt the filler too.
Hitting them up too, right? Like if Kenny and the Young Bucks decides to go to WWE, it will elevate the sport more. Like they're like, oh shit, and then he's in WWE now.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny has to fucking debut at the Rumble if that happens. Like he has to give that surprise like pop and make an impact. the Young Bucks,
We're gonna
I
know
feel
him.
like if they do decide to show up, I'm sorry, but it sounds kind of corny to say this. They need to show up after Mania, a surprise after Mania type of people.
No,
I
that's fine.
haven't. First of all, I'm hoping this does not happen. I'm hoping that Triple has his right head on his shoulders. But Kenny, I haven't liked Kenny since he was in fucking Japan. Like, I feel like he's a disgrace now. I can't even.
He's not hard hitting.
This is on the mic. That's his weakness. And you
That's
gotta
his
understand
weakness.
that's his weakness. Because he's not called a cleaner for no reason. I've seen this man in person and oh my damn. Like he's amazing. His weakness is his promos. That's his weakness. That's his. And with the Young Bucks, because they're so sarcastic, it works. That's not their weakness. You know, they know how to be. Kenny talks in the ring. His actions, how he wrestles. That's how he is. But yeah, unless the Young Bucks talk for him the entire time, that's the only way it's gonna work. Because I find it so crazy how they took the belts off them. Then when they crown a new one, they're not suspended. So now what happens? Do they have to go against? Do they have
Who
to
got
go
the-
against Penta?
Who got the belts now?
Penta,
Triangle.
Death Triangle with Pac. So Pac is a double champion now. So Pac.
Okay.
Which he fucking deserves.
Oh yeah, I was there when he won that match. I was so happy for him.
If there's somebody, mind you, he beat Pac on the first fucking. He beat Kenny on the first pay-per-view that AW had.
Yeah.
Okay.
He deserves.
He
In
deserves
the
it.
future, if I don't see that AEW title on him, I'm gonna be very disappointed because he
Very.
deserves.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
He deserves it.
He showed everybody like, oh, y'all think Kenny is the greatest wrestler of all time. Let me show
Not
you
even.
shit.
Can we bring back? Can we bring back that match he had with Rollins on Monday Night Raw for that
Oh
WWE
yeah,
title?
Oh, yeah.
that match was bananas.
Can we remember that match,
Yeah,
please? Because that match should have proved that he deserved to be the top guy, like part of the top main guys.
But come on, you're not on the Neville level. Come on, he was great.
It was one.
Amazing.
I feel like one it was because he was short, and then his accent was very, very heavy. I guess he said that Vince didn't like that his accent when he spoke.
Okay, and who else had a fucking heavy accent? British Bulldog, and he was one of the greatest.
Like it's
Did everybody forget the Dynamite Kid had a fucking heavy accent, and he was one of the top guys in that promotion? Like that's to understand. Like this dude was the top guy in NXT until Bo Dallas dethroned him.
I agree, but Vince McMahon, whatever Vince McMahon says is what goes, and he
needs to pop another Viagra pill. That's the only time Vince McMahon is on point.
Actually, totally outfield. But I met Vince yesterday. He was at the Garden for a comedy show, and
what?
He laughed. I mean, I didn't mark. I don't do that. The only one I would do that for is Stone Cold. But
me too.
I wish I told him, congratulations on his retirement. He has a really firm handshake.
I can imagine.
He was with bodyguards, just chilling. I was like, see, he's living life now. He wasn't able.
Even though this is the Punk topic, but can we just take this out of Vince?
Yeah, it's pro wrestling.
Do we expect him to be in the Hall of Fame this year? Coming up?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard of that.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. He getting inducted. Him and Triple H. They probably gonna induct each other.
Does the guy not deserve it? Does the guy not deserve it?
To get it out I feel like to get it out the way before any wild shit like comes about, if any wild shit about him comes about, I feel like do it sooner than later, because if something comes up and it's very bad, then you can't put the man that created the fucking that his family created this wrestling that we see now.
Okay, but here's the question. Triple H, we know damn well Triple H is getting inducted. That's a guarantee.
That's a given.
So who's going to headline it? Vince or Triple H?
No, Triple H is going to headline his own.
Triple H has to headline it. Like if they're gonna, if they were smart, they should not put both of them in the same inductee.
I don't think so either.
I feel like no matter what, Triple H has to headline it. The way how Taker, Austin, and all of them did, because he's part of the Mount Rushmore Attitude Era with The Rock and everybody else. Yeah. So no, Triple H has to do it on his own. If Vince is gonna be inducted, he has to be the headliner, because he's the reason we have Mania. He's the reason why WWE is still going, is still alive, is a billion-dollar company. He has to headline.
To be quite honest, I don't think he would even left if this shit didn't go down.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. For Triple H's, when he get inducted, I actually had like dream people that would be inducted the same year. Like it would, well, for example, I think if Triple H get inducted, it would be befitting if the New Age Outlaws also got inducted too.
Sebastian, shout outs to pro wrestler Sebastian Cage.
And then I would also think, honestly, China need to get inducted on her own. Because we saw that reaction she had when she was with DX and they showed her picture. She need to get affected by herself.
You know, that's
the thing. Will Billy Gunn be able to come and accept it?
Hell yeah!
Triple H wouldn't care, because right now Triple H is in that position where, like, hey, AEW's doing their thing. I can't hate on them right now.
Yeah.
Triple H got boys in AEW, man. He does not see AEW as a threat, but his thing is that he would like to work with them, but he feels like right now is not a good time to work with AEW. But
he has to rebuild. In all honesty, he has to repackage WWE right now.
He has to, and 21 got to get a hold of that shit.
Vince never, first of all, he never allowed them to say like a list of vocabulary words. Never to mention AEW, which they're doing now.
Yeah.
They weren't allowed to do that before. So that's already, you can see that, in between the lines.
Mm-hmm. But I don't see nothing wrong with working. I mean, come on. When Vince did that merger with ECW, he paid Paul Heyman for some of the wrestlers that he took, like the Dudley Boys. So, because he said, at least if I'm taking your talent, I should at least pay you for it.
Mm-hmm. But here's the thing with Vince. Vince wasn't a type. He's not a. All right, let's just say this, for example. He's not a team player. Mm-hmm. He's more of, okay, I see your company going down. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take it now, and I'm gonna take the players that you have in there. That's Vince. Triple H is more like, let's fucking elevate each other. Like, let's elevate. Let's make it go higher. Like, maybe, look what he did with World Collide when he made NXT versus NXT UK. And then they switched it up. Now they brought some of the main rosters to battle it out with the NXT guys.
Yeah.
That's
I like when Ricochet went against
that was great.
Yeah.
That was great. When they do it like that, why not? Instead of taking competition out, let's compete. This world, it's about competing. Do it one day, and most importantly, do it in Madison Square Garden.
You know what we're gonna
do it in Madison Square Garden. Make it bring your top guys from AEW and your top guys from WWE, and let's see.
That would blow. That shit would sell in probably 5 seconds.
And
it's not just for the wrestlers.
Yeah.
For the fans. You're gonna see how divided that is. Like, we're WWE guys, we're AEW guys. Maybe a few of us will be we're just wrestling guys.
Right. Because of the styles are so different. I would love to see, because they both are my favorite. I would love to see the Briscoes versus the Usos.
Oh, yes.
Come on now. I would love to see a Will Ospreay versus Ricochet.
You know what I want to see? Even though
Rey Mysterio. Hell, make that a triple threat.
Triple threat. Most importantly, do it a tornado tag match. Ricochet and Rey Mysterio against Will Ospreay.
Come on. Let's keep it in the family. Y'all wouldn't want to see the Gorillas of Destiny versus the Usos? Come on now. You know they would beat them.
Even.
You don't hit nobody harder than the family.
You know what I want to see so badly, and I hope it happens one day. But I really do want to see this. But if you make Jon Moxley AEW champion as Jon Moxley against Roman, you know how much history that will be as a main event.
Oh my God!
That's
The
just like,
promos alone
oh
would
my
be.
God. And
Oh my,
Heyman, and
and
Heyman
Heyman in the
talking.
middle. Oh my God!
That one, no,
You
that
sell
one,
me. I'll take my money.
Take my money.
Take it.
Take my
Take my
kidney.
money.
Take my kidney. Like I'm saying, like that. The history between those two, because we all knew, even when the Shield broke up, they may have stayed away, but they always came back.
Yeah.
Oh, Brooklyn King
I'll
said
say
the
that
dream
one.
match right there. That right there is a,
Oh yeah, that would be
that right
amazing.
there is a seller.
That one
That
How
was
would be
y'all feel
great.
about
personal.
Logan Paul versus Roman?
Who?
Don't care for it. Roman is
Who?
gonna destroy him.
Me either. I mean, what's he gonna
Who's
do?
Logan
So,
Paul?
how many commas was on that check? That's what I want to know.
Listen,
How many
listen,
commas
it
was
doesn't.
on that check?
How many zeros? How
How
many
many
zeros?
commas? I want to know how many commas was in that check.
It
Because
doesn't matter
it
because
don't do anything for Raw.
table,
Honestly, it depletes his value. It does.
He's
the head
pushing
of the
his
table
brother.
is going to destroy him. That's it.
It depletes his value. I really do think so.
My man Anthony Silva gonna come out and whip that ass, and that's the.
Yeah, in all honesty, but can we be surprised? No, because it's Crown Jewels. Crown Jewels. You have Braun Strowman and Tyson Fury.
The ultimate, listen, the ultimate fuckery will be
They're always gonna do it.
and will be Paul Heyman turning on Roman, joining Logan Paul. That would be the ultimate fuckery.
I think that's the only time where we're gonna be like this. Oh
How many
shit!
times are we gonna run this angle though?
I'm going to throw my shoe at the TV.
Brooklyn King said that Logan is popular in Saudi like David Hasselhoff in Germany.
No.
They were cheering him though. No, they really were. Like when
Yeah.
when Triple H mentioned the match, like the Saudi Arabia people were going crazy.
But it's just to sell it out. That's the thing. It's not about.
I think it's disrespectful to some of the wrestlers that you have already there.
I
This
agree.
is the
But
same
think
damn
about it.
place that wanted Macho Man Randy Savage Yokozuna. They dead. Like these are the same people that asked for those two wrestlers. I think it is disrespectful that y'all done skipped over AJ, Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre. Like y'all skipped over all these people. But
Not
Logan,
even.
now granted,
You know what?
Logan did
You know
have
what
a great
should have
turn.
happened?
But
I hate to say it, but you know what should have. You know what should have happened? And then I think it's gonna happen in Crown Jewels because they're building it up so well. But you know what should have happened? The way how Karrion Kross made his return, right? Like I know BMF, you don't see anything on him, but in my opinion, like what should have happened.
I just said I don't like his hair. It needs to go back. I feel
Oh,
like
you want him bald? No. No. Don't get me wrong. I kind of like this change because this change makes him look different. Makes him look a little bit different. Because even though he's bald, he looks psychotic. But think about it. How many people they failed doing that? This they failed horrible with him when they made him bald.
Wait, who are we
Kane
talking?
Kane, I don't like his hair.
Okay, but
At all. That's it. That's all. I don't have a problem with him. I don't think he's,
But what I think they should do if they really wanted to make a nice mega fight, because think about it, Karrion Kross had NXT on his back with those title reigns and how he was doing this thing with the NXT belt.
Remember the first reign ended early because his injury.
Yeah, and then he did the call up, which Vince was doing horrible with his fucking character. But think about it this way: the way he came back, right? The way he came back, and then Scarlett to warn Roman that your time is also coming up soon. You should have let, in all honesty, Drew versus Karrion and SmackDown, but make it a good fucking 20-minute match. And winner takes Roman and Crown Jewels. And that's how you elevate and push Karrion Kross. But no, because it's Crown Jewel, it's Saudia's money, you have to put a non-wrestler to sell it out. And when are we going to see that change? We don't know. Well, we can't say anything because Triple H is accepting that money because it's the money that they need for the venues, to travel these wrestlers, to all that other shit. Like, that's the reason why he probably said yes. Because if you think about it, let's think about it. Triple H wouldn't want this shit. He would like Logan Paul could wrestle another megastar, but not for the belt. Like,
yeah, and that's the thing. It's for the belt. That's what it's like. Y'all couldn't get Bad Bunny. Was he busy?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
Speaking of, Triple H was at Bad Bunny's last show. He went to
Bad Bunny coming back.
Yeah, he earned a lot of people's respect.
Hell
like,
yeah.
He was the MVP of WrestleMania. Like, yeah.
Half of the roster. So
you did good. You did good.
Guys, I want to wrap this up though because Game of Thrones is coming on soon. And
okay.
All right. Cooking, I gotta set it up.
Go ahead, love.
Game of Thrones, super fan right here. If you guys haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. It's dope. Thank you guys for being here. Everybody.
No problem. Bye.
You got us on YouTube. May the force be with y'all.